What up guys, it's Meg, and today I am doing a video all about my hair journey, so all the different colours I've been, all the different styles, and as you can see my hair is now a short vertical bob, which I did do myself, but I'm just going to run through all the different sort of hair things I've been and give some tips along the way, so let's get started. Again, I am turning to my trusty little book because I've wrote down all the different hair things I've been and then any sort of tips that I've just remembered along the way. One of the first things I get asked quite a lot is, when was the first time I dyed my hair? Now the first time I dyed my hair I was in, I think it was year 9. I'm not 100% sure when it was. I think I was in year 9. But we had a sports day and my team was red and a few of us decided to spray paint our hair red, and I'd never dyed my hair before, but as soon as I sprayed my hair red, loads of people were saying it really suited me, and I always wanted to dye my hair, but as soon as I saw the red and then I went home I really liked it. So about a week after I dyed my hair red. I'll quickly run through all different colours I've been, and then for a few of them I'll go over just little stories about them. I have been red, brown, black, light brown, and then I stripped it all, I went back to my natural colour, and then I went red again, and then I went a dark brown black to get the red out of my hair, and then I stripped it again, and then I went light brown, and then I went a sort of maroony, reddy brown colour. And then I went purple, and then a plum, and I stripped that all out and I bleached it, which this is the one I have a main story for, but then it kind of went a white with bluey purpley patches in, which that wasn't meant to happen, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. Then I went natural, and then I went blonde with highlights, and then I went pastel pink, I went brown, and then I went blonder. And now I'm just back to this colour. Okay, so many times that I've stripped it and things, it's just because if some of you dyed your hair red, you will know it is a horrible colour to try and get out of your hair, and it just doesn't leave. If you put a brown on top, it'll start showing through eventually, and it's just such a hard colour to get out. So I used to buy stripping kits just to put it all on and just trying to get all the colour out. But I'd usually use 2 at a time, which I know is probably so bad for your hair, but it never really damaged my hair, luckily, touch wood. I tried to find as many photos as I could to go with each of the colours that I had, but I don't have a photo for all of them because obviously some of them didn't turn out too great. The main little story I had is when my hair basically died. I know that sounds horrible, but it's true. Basically what happened is I went to Superdrug to try and strip my hair because my hair was dark brown and I didn't really like it, it was boring me. I just wanted something new, I wanted it to go blonde. So I went into Superdrug and I asked the woman what's the best way for me to do it basically, and she said that she was a hairdresser previously, which is a load of cack if you ask me, because she does not give good advice. She told me to use this kit thing, put it on for 45 minutes, just let it run through, and then after that rinse it off and it'll be a lighter colour, like a bleached blonde sort of thing. And then a few days after put a semi-permanent on so it doesn't get too much damage. I thought okay great. Went home, did it, put it on. After about 25 minutes I was like, this is getting so hot, like my head was burning. I was like, what is wrong with this sort of thing? So I ran to the bathroom, put my head over the bath to try and rinse it all off, and when I looked into the bath there was clumps of my hair in the bath. My hair was about this length I'd say, but there was clumps of my hair in a bath. It was stringy, it was thick. One strand of my hair was probably about this thick, so it was just clumps and clumps of hair. When I rushed out of the shower and tried to dry my hair, I couldn't physically brush my hair. I tried to put a brush through it and my hair was getting caught in the brush. It was elasticated basically. If you think of an elastic band, they stretch. That's what they're meant to do. Hair is not meant to do that. My hair was stretching and then it just snapped. Or I'd put it a tiny bit and a whole clump like that would come off, and I was horrified. I cried so much, I looked like a boy, it was horrible. I couldn't dry it, I had to wait for it to air dry. When it did air dry, it looked like I'd piled noodles onto my head. It was horrific, and it was yellow and white, which, oh, it was not a good time. So after that incident, I had to cut my hair. Like I said, it's probably down here. I had to cut it to here, and I had to start college for the first time ever 2 weeks later. In that space of the 2 weeks, I had to do as much as I could to try and save my hair for my first day ever of college. What I did, I don't have it now unfortunately, but what I did is I brought the Dove, it's in like a diamond, it goes like this. It's in like a diamondy shape, and it's like a Dove deep moisturising conditioner, and that thing saved my hair's life. I'll try and find it and I'll put the link below. But what I would do is I'd shampoo my hair normally and then I'd condition it with that, and then every night I'd sleep with that in my hair, and after a week it was getting really strong again. And I know some people are saying, oh, you shouldn't wash your hair or condition your hair every night, but I literally had to try and restore my hair strength. And if some of you know me, you will know that I've been so many hair colours and my hair has never really been damaged, it's never fallen out, anything like that. So that is the extent of how bad that bleach was. So one thing I would say is don't listen to some people in the shop. Some of them may be right, but I would always read the instructions before you use bleach on your hair, or go to the hairdressers if you can. I know it can be expensive, well I know it can be really expensive, but it's 100% worth it. Ugh. Bad memories. Okay, another story I have is when I was in year 8, my hair was around about here. That's the longest my hair has ever been from when I was about 3. I just used to like trim it quite a lot, but that was the longest I've ever had it, and it's the longest I've had it since. I was watching this program and this girl had really nice short spiky hair, so it was like, it was to her head and it was like just nice and just, I don't know, I just really liked it. It's kind of like punky, and at the time I was getting really bored of my hair, and I thought, oh yeah, okay, I'll cut it like quite short. And then a few days before I booked the appointment, I said to my mum, actually I don't want to have it short anymore, I want it, do you know, like scene hair. I didn't want to have scene hair, but I wanted to just have just choppy layers, a bit feathered, just a bit more shape to it than it was. So I scrapped the idea of having it short, and I just wanted to have layers and just a bit more volume in it. So when we went to the hairdressers, my mum decided to tell the woman, so my mum decided to tell the woman that I still wanted to have short hair. So the woman raised my hair off, and I looked like a boy for years. Thanks, Mum. But yeah, she started cutting my hair normally, and I thought, okay, she's doing like the layers now, and then she got the razor out, and then she just started razoring the back of my hair. And obviously I couldn't say anything because it was too late, and I'm the sort of person that I don't want to hurt people's feelings if it's not the way I want it to go. So I was just like, yeah, I love it, it looks lovely. And then when I got home, I just cried and cried, and I cried probably about about a month. Not obviously not the whole month, but like for like a month I'd just look at my hair and I'd hate it so much, and it was just horrible. I couldn't do anything with it. It's not like I could put it up because it was literally razors to the back of my head. Like, the longest piece of hair I had was about that big, that long, and that was my fringe. So I couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't pin it up, I couldn't curl it, I couldn't even try and pin it back because you literally could do nothing with it. So I had to wait about half a year until I could finally try and do something with it. But I would just go to school and wear a bandana in my hair and just try and slick it back as much as I could. But then my head teacher thought it'd be a brilliant idea to ban bandanas, so I was screwed. Another little story I have is when it was my prom hair. At the time I really loved Ariana Grande's Ready pink hair. I just thought it was a lovely colour, it's a lovely shade, I love the length of it. So I thought for prom I had a black long dress, and I've got some information about 2 prom dresses at the end of this, but for now, yeah, I had a long black prom dress. It was lovely, had like it had detail in the top, and I just wanted to have a sort of, I just wanted to stand out a bit, like any sort of girl would want to stand out at prom, just be a little bit different. So I decided to try and get that exact colour and buy long extension. It worked out well in the end, but before that it took me to go red, and then I bleached it, well stripped it, and then I put like a white on top, and then I put the Live XXL, like the bright pink one, and that went purple, you'll see in this photo here. But yeah, it went purple, and then I had to put another dark pink on top to get it to the colour I finally wanted, but it took me about 7 dyes to get it to the colour that I wanted it to. But then luckily, when I brought my extensions, I thought I'd have to do exactly the same to them, so I brought them in a cherry red, and when they came, they were the exact same colour as my hair. I don't know how, it doesn't even look like it on the laptop, but they're the exact same colour, which I was so relieved with. The last story I have is when I went a pastel pink, my good friend Millie is trained to be a hairdresser, and she had to do sort of like a hair show thing, and I offered to be her model. So she wanted to do something a bit different to catch people's eyes, and for ages and ages I really wanted to have pink or any pastel hair. Pink, blue, purple, just grey, any sort of that sort of colour hair, because I love it. I know it takes a lot of time to maintain, but I just loved that colour hair. Now when Millie offered to do it, obviously it would be free, which is brilliant for me because I didn't have any money at the time. That's my main sort of issue. So I 100% said yes, like let's do it. We were in the salon for hours and hours. My hair was already a sort of quite a light blonde with the highlights, so she just put another bleach sort of on top, and luckily it did not damage at all. I was so scared. I kept saying to her, is there clumps coming out? Like, is it still there? Like, is my hair falling out? I was just so paranoid because that's the only time I used bleach was obviously when it melted. But yeah, so she put the bleach on, and then she had to, I'm not 100% sure what it was, but she used this like blondie sort of dye and a red dye and then mixed them together, I assume. And then she put it on my hair instead of using a toner, I believe, and it just came out this lovely pink. But then I had to get a job in the real world, yeah, and I had to go back to dark, which I could have cried when I had to go back to dark. I know people are like, why would you cry for like a hair colour, but I just loved that hair colour so much. I wanted it for years, but I could only keep it for a week and a half, and I hated the fact I had to dye it because the amount of effort that Millie put into it, the amount of things I did after to like maintain it, keep the products up by the dye. But hopefully one day again I can go back to my pastel colour, but at the minute I really want to know when Kylie Jenner had her hair, it was blue at the bottom. I really want some blue in the end of my hair. I don't know, because I'm looking for an apprenticeship in a minute, so I don't know if whatever employer I get will let me have it, but I really hope they do because I love that hair so much. Yeah, that is it for this video. If I can give some tips for this video, I would say only cut your hair yourself if you are either trained. Don't just look at a couple of videos on YouTube and think, yeah, you can do it. Practice before. I have been cutting my hair for years now, and I've been cutting my friends' hair, my family's hair. That's why this came out right. Yeah, don't just rush into cutting your hair, just cut chunks out, because 80% of the time it's not going to turn out okay. Next tip would be do your research on your colours, what colours you're using. If you're using peroxide, what peroxide you're using, the percentage. I wouldn't really buy or recommend bleach products from a shop. Always go to like Sally's or something like that. I know it can be a bit more dearer, but I just don't really trust the ones in the shop. Some people may disagree with me. If you do disagree with me, leave a comment in the comment box below, because I'd love to see what sort of products you use to get your hair whatever colour it is. Okay, so that is it for my sort of tips and tricks for my hair. I have 2 prom dresses that I am selling, and I'll have some photos inserted here. If you're interested in either of those dresses, get me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, anything like that, and just ask for some more details if you want to know a bit more about it, and we can try and sort out some stuff. But in the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up because it really does help me out. Please subscribe for more weekly content, or leave a comment below saying how many different hair colours have you been, if you've been any drastic colours, if you have any hair disasters, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them and I'll make sure to reply. But until then, I shall see you next week, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, morning and night like normal, and I shall see you next week, guys.